Hi guys, making a really quick video just as a little reminder, planting the seed, potentially, I guess I'm getting some kind of feeling bubbling up about potentially using something that I've just observed, incorporating it into my channel somehow. I'll take a moment to acknowledge that in terms of what my intentions are with my channel, that remains to be seen. All I know is that there's something stirring in me, asking me to trust, just go with it and let it evolve naturally, as opposed to having a very clear idea, because I fear that sitting around waiting for the perfect idea to hit me like a lightning bolt and me just magically pulling it out of a hat is unlikely to happen. So I would rather just go with my gut, make content when I feel something coming up in me, and probably just chasing the links between my videos, and then we may be able to create some kind of more specific, sophisticated channel, rather than, more of a random, what's Trisha thinking about today? It's not really where I want to go. What I want to do is feel it out, understand the types of things that I would like to address through content, through the YouTube channel, which is specifically why I wanted to make this this quick video comment. I'm going to call it a video comment. I don't know what a vlog is. Perhaps it would fall under that. Who knows? I don't even know if a vlog channel is where I'm going with this, but something tells me it's not. But then again, I'm just feeling it out at these stages. So 3 minutes into the video and you still have no idea why I'm making it. The reason I'm making it is because I went on myself on a little bit of a YouTube rabbit hole thing today. That's just where my energy went. Not from lack of things to do. There's lots I could do, ways to be productive, all that jazz. I might just turn the light on because it's starting to get a bit dark in here. Okay. Where was I? So, that's right. So, I was on a little YouTube spree, and I sort of recognised that I've been watching, the same YouTube channels in terms of types of content for quite some time, and I thought I would spread my horizons and try and find some new channels that I wasn't yet aware of yet. And I also realised there was a bit of a gap in terms of my interests and things that were relevant to me and the things that I was kind of watching. Anyway, so I'm going to go out on a limb here and get a bit personal. I realised that my collection of subscriptions, there was a bit of a gap there in terms of something that's very important to me, something that I deal with in my everyday life. And there wasn't a lot of channels that I subscribed to that were really reflective of that, and I found that strange. So I set out to rectify that, I guess. And I'm buying my time here because it's obviously a bit confronting. So essentially, I am in recovery. from a I'm still grappling with terminology, and it might have a lot to do with my understanding or lack thereof, or I guess even just my perspective, what I understand to be true or not true. Not a huge fan of labels either. Maybe it's got more to do with, the forces of denial. Who knows? I'm not too sure yet. I'm still working my way through that sort of stuff. So when I say I'm in recovery, I'm recovering from problem drinking. So at this stage in things, for the sake of people really understanding where I'm coming from, I don't like to use the word alcoholic, even though I don't think that alcoholic in itself is bad. It doesn't mean bad. I don't associate it with bad, and I don't think that I'm not an alcoholic because I'm not like alcoholics. I don't think I'm any different to people who do define themselves as alcoholics. It's just something I choose not to define myself as. I certainly know that I have a problem with drinking, and I do relate it to addiction. For me personally, I think that it's got far more to do with an emotional dependence as opposed to a physical dependence on the substance itself. But the point of this video was not to go too far down that, down the reasons. But the point of this video was that, or is, I should say, was just to point out and recognize that in terms of what I was searching for, there didn't seem to be a great deal of content available on the YouTube platform. And I just found that quite strange, and I don't know if I'm looking in the wrong places, or searching the wrong buzzwords, or whatever it is. I know that that there is plenty of really wonderful content out there that I just soak up all the time. Extremely good podcasts, websites, social media groups. They're rampant. They're all over the place, and I guess I just expected there to be a similar experience, YouTube experience wise. I'm not too sure. I do understand that with the YouTube, it's more of a one-way conversation, whereas obviously when it comes to recovery and connection, two-way communication is hugely important. However, I still think that YouTube is a platform for two-way connection. And considering the topic, I just was surprised at about how little content there was in that perspective. And when I said that perspective, what I'm talking about is there's plenty of channels about addiction. There's plenty of little doco series and things like that, talks, TED Talks, all of that, which are all wonderful, beautiful resources and incredibly important. I think maybe what I was searching for was some kind of content from the person in recovery's perspective, how it was integrating into their daily lives, how it was changing their daily lives, their struggles, that kind of thing. I guess just to be able to see it through their eyes. I can tell, there's a lot of, there's so many, in terms of content, so many videos and channels out there from the, let's say, a counsellor's point of view or a life coach's point of view, which again, equally important, wonderful material, essential. But what I was looking for was, I guess, me. I guess I was looking for, I wanted to do a quick search, and I wanted to see, not me, but as in, you know, somebody who was experiencing and going through the same challenges, and beauty and all the things that I'm experiencing, and just getting an idea. And I think that the fact that I couldn't really locate anything quite like that, that's kind of the reason I felt compelled to make a video, and it might have something to do with the fact that I guess I had a little inner nudge, suggesting, you know, maybe I could tailor my videos in some way to maybe fill that gap. Like I think I mentioned before, unless I mentioned it in a previous video that I was trying to make that didn't work due to my computer freezing. But essentially I was talking about how I wasn't quite sure in its entirety where my channel was going to go. Specifically, I didn't want it to be too broad. I don't really want it to be just about me and random things. I want some like connection there between the things that I'm talking about or the content that I'm creating. And I can certainly see a link already forming in terms of you know, the things like hypnotherapy and addiction recovery, which you know, for reasons that are quite obvious, are intrinsically linked. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to put a placeholder perhaps on my channel with respect to yeah, maybe creating some content with this link between recovery, this link between hypnotherapy and ASMR and therapeutic techniques, and connection, compassion, support, the transference of energy, you know, all these things that are on my mind constantly, and that really shape every aspect of my life, and everything that I do from minute to minute, but really channel it, you know, eventually channel it into a more distinct subject matter is not the word I'm looking for, but channel it, funnel it down to something that we can quantify a little bit more, would be good, because yeah, to sort of ground it a little bit more in something a little less sporadic and a little less random. That's it. That's the point. That's the point of this video. I will leave it at that at this stage, and yeah, so hopefully this is me getting the ball rolling on something that will end up being something that I can start working on in terms of a more holistic approach to something. I don't know, I'm sort of thinking out aloud here. So thanks for listening, and I will see what happens. All right, bye-bye.